In every city, behind the noise and the lights, there are stories people don't talk about. Stories buried deep in the shadows, where no one dares to look. Maybe you've walked past a killer before. Maybe you've seen their face and just didn't know it. What you're about to hear isn't just another horror story. It's a reminder that fear always has logic. FearLogic, where fear makes sense. Before we begin, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to comment. I still remember the smell of that place. Old wood, cheap paint, and something metallic, something that didn't belong. My name's Daniel Ross, and I take pictures of death for a living. Not by choice. It just happened that way. I started as a freelance photographer for local newspapers, but crime scenes paid better, and I didn't mind being around corpses. Dead people are easy to photograph. They don't move, they don't complain. But 3 months ago, I got a call that changed everything. A police officer I'd never worked with before, Detective Langley, told me they needed me immediately at a scene. Victim's name is Clara Bennett, he said. Hollow Street, apartment 9. Something in his tone was strange, flat, mechanical, like he was reading from a script. When I asked who gave him my number, he hung up. The next morning, I got the official call for the same job, same address, same victim, but from a completely different detective. Hollow Street wasn't a place people lived by choice. Factories surrounded it, and at night the air smelled of rust and rain. The building was narrow, 6 floors tall, with windows covered in years of grime. As I climbed the stairs, each step moaned under my boots. The hallway lights flickered, casting shadows that seemed to move just a fraction too late. Apartment 9 was at the very end. The door was open, a single strip of yellow tape across it. Inside was silent. No radio chatter, no murmured police talk, just a heavy, suffocating stillness. The walls were lined with mirrors. Not decorations, not random, each one positioned perfectly to face the center of the room. And in that center sat Clara Bennett, a young woman with short dark hair, dressed neatly, hands resting on her lap, eyes open, lips curved in a faint smile, like she was watching something we couldn't see. There was no blood, no wounds, no sign of a struggle. But her reflection in every mirror was wrong. In each reflection, her head was turned slightly, always toward me. I adjusted my camera, stepped right, stepped left, and she followed, always watching. Detective Langley entered behind me, scratching his beard. "It looks peaceful, doesn't she? like she saw something beautiful before she died. I didn't answer, because in the reflection behind her chair, I thought I saw a shadow. Tall, thin, head tilted. When I looked back, the room was empty. That night, I uploaded the photos to my computer. Every single picture had something wrong. In one, Clara's eyes were completely black. In another, there was a figure standing behind her, blurry, featureless. But the last photo made my blood run cold. It showed me in the frame, standing behind Clara, holding the camera, staring into the mirror. But I had taken that photo alone. I called Langley. He told me not to worry, that maybe I had captured a reflection from another room. But I knew better, because when I checked the metadata, the timestamp said 3 a.m. I'd left the apartment at 9 p.m. 3 nights later, the knocking started. Always at the same time. 3 slow knocks on my door. 3 a.m. exactly. At first, I thought it was kids or maybe a neighbor. But when I opened the door, no one was there. Just the faint smell of damp wood. The same smell from Hollow Street. The next morning, I found a cracked mirror leaning against my door. The night after that, a camera lens. And on the third night, a photograph of me asleep in bed. That's when I stopped sleeping. I decided to go through my old drives to see if there was anything similar. That's when I found a folder I didn't create. It was named Apartment 9. Inside was a single image. Look behind you. .jpg. My heart froze. When I opened it, it showed my living room from behind me at that exact moment.
I spun around. Nothing there. But my reflection in the turned-off TV wasn't matching my movement. It stayed still for half a second longer, and then it smiled.
I went back to Hollow Street. I had to. The building was empty, no tape, no locks, no record that the place had ever been a crime scene. I forced the door open. Inside, everything was different. No furniture, no mirrors, except one. A large cracked mirror against the wall, and in front of it, a chair. Someone had been there recently. The dust on the floor had footprints, my size. I raised my camera to take a photo. Through the lens, I saw something move in the reflection. Clara, standing behind the chair, smiling. Her lips moved silently, but I could read the words, "You took my place." I felt something cold on my neck, like a hand. I turned around, nothing, but in the mirror, my reflection was still facing her. Then it lifted the camera and took a photo. The police found my apartment a week later. Neighbors had complained about the smell. Detective Langley was the one who went in. He found the door unlocked, my equipment scattered everywhere, and my camera still recorded. The footage showed me sitting in my chair, staring at the wall. Hours passed. I didn't move. Then, at exactly 3 a.m., I stood up, walked toward the mirror, and disappeared. The screen glitched. A moment later, the camera tilted by itself, pointing at the reflection. And in the glass, you could see Clara, alive and breathing, holding a camera, taking my picture. The case was filed as a disappearance. The building on Hollow Street was demolished 2 months later after a fire. No survivors. But sometimes, late at night, a new tenant reports seeing flashes of light in the lot where the building used to stand, like someone's taking pictures in the dark. And if you listen closely, you can still hear 3 slow knocks every night at 3 a.m.
People always ask, what makes someone do something like that? The truth is, nobody's born a monster. Fear, anger, loneliness, they twist something inside us until the person we once were becomes someone unrecognizable. And when that happens, the next story begins. Because evil never ends, it just waits.